students, meeting of the day. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss another point from our object-oriented programming language or the object-oriented programming. Okay. So in today's lecture, we are going to discuss the class and objects. And if possible, we are also going to discuss the class and data abstraction. So let us first of all let us discuss that what actually the class and object is. In the previous lectures, we already have discussed that these both the class and objects are nothing but the very basic concepts of our object-oriented programming. Right? Whenever we are going to implement the class and the object in C++ programming language or in Java programming language, at that time we can say that we are going to have the object-oriented programming, right, with the help of the particular programming language, right. So these class and objects are very important or very basic concepts that we are having in our object-oriented programming. With the help of this class and object, we are going to resolve the real-time entities, right, or real-life entities. Right? With the help of this class and objects, what we are going to do? We are going to solve the real-life problems or real-life entities by using this class and objects. Okay, so this is nothing but class and objects, which are the very basic concepts of our object-oriented programming. In today's lecture, we are just going to discuss that how this class and objects can be implemented in a programming language. Right? In a programming language, how we can implement such kind of classes and objects that we are going to discuss today. But before that, let us try to understand what actually the class is and what actually the object is. Okay? So let us first of all we will discuss our class, right? As discussed earlier, we all know that class is nothing but a user-defined data type, right? Class is nothing but an user-defined data type. In this user-defined data type, what we are going to have? We are going to have different kind of our primitive data types. We can the class may consist of different types of primitive data types, and we can also have the different types of methods that can perform different operations on that different types of primitive data type, right? But to have all those things, the use of those primitive data types and use of those different types of functions that we have included in our class, that is nothing but user-defined data type. To have that, it is very important that objects should be created or objects are created from this class, right? So once we are having some object which is created with the help of this class, we can perform different kind of operations in our program. So the class is nothing but user-defined data type, and the objects are created from this class. So to have objects in our programming language, it is very important, or it is the prerequisites of object. That is, we should have the defined one particular class. Once we have defined that class, then only we can create the objects. Means the objects are totally dependent on the class, right? If and only if you have class in your program, then you can create the objects, because the objects are created from the class. Right? What the class actually represents, right? What actually our class is going to have in its body. So the class is going to represent the state of properties, different kind of state of properties we are having, right? Or we can also have the members, different methods that can be that are common to all our objects. Right? If I am having particular class, in that all the methods that I am going to define I am going to declare. All those methods are common to all the objects of that type. Right? If I am having suppose type 1 plus type 1, then all the objects of that type 1 are going to have all these methods which are common to all the objects of that type 1 class. Okay, so that we will explain or that we will see with the help of some example. Now, in this class declaration, what we are going to include? In this class declaration, what are the important parts that we are having as a declaration of our class? The first thing that we are having is modifier. Okay, modifier is nothing but whether your class is public or whether your class is private, you can modify its type. So first of all, we are going to have the modifier for our class. The second thing we can have a class keyword. Okay, so second thing that we can have is class keyword. So simultaneously we will try to write down one class. Okay, so let us have a modifier that is public modifier we will use public. Then we are going to have a class keyword, right? With the help of this class keyword, what we are going to define the class, right? So we are going to create one user defined data type with the help of this class keyword. The third point that we can have in our class declaration, that is nothing but class name. Public class name is, let us see, dog. Okay, so we have a modifier, we have a class keyword, we have class name with us. Now third thing is there is superclass and interfaces. These are the again one of the very important concepts of our object oriented programming. So today we are going to see very basic example in which we are not going to use such a kind of object oriented programming concepts like superclass and interface, right? So the next part that we can include in our class declaration, that is nothing but body. So to declare body of our class, we are going to enclose it into our curly braces, right? So this will be the body of our class. Okay, this will be the body of our class. So this is nothing but the class declaration. We are having the class declaration. So as discussed earlier, this class is going to represent the different set of properties and the methods that are common to all the objects of particular type or common to all the objects of our one type. In this class, we are going to have different methods and different properties defined. Right? Define. We are going to define different properties and methods into that class. Okay. So let us try to understand what will be the attributes or what will be the methods that we can use in this public class dog. So first of all, we will try to understand now object. So this will be the class. After that, we will move towards the your object. And after that, we will complete our program. So try to understand the objects, right? So now, what is object? Object is nothing but instance of class, right? So this object is nothing but an instance of class, which is going to represent your class. Okay. What this object is going to consist of? The object is going to consist of again three things. The first is nothing but state and the attribute. The objects are nothing but the instance of class, and these objects are consist of state or the attribute. Now, what are these states and attributes? These states and attributes are nothing but the attributes of our object or attributes of our classes, right? So how we can define these attributes? So attributes are nothing but, let us consider this public class DOM, right? So what are the different attributes that are related with your DOM? What are the different states that are related with your DOM? So first is there, that is, let us see string. Dog is going to have name, right? Then again we can say that string is we can say that there is nothing but breed, right? From which breed it is. Then integer we can have age. Then we can have one more attribute with this dog object is, that is color. Of which color that dog is. So again string color, right? So these are nothing but these attributes or the states of that object. Obviously, we are going to create the object is a different instance of class. Whenever we are going to create an object, that object is going to represent this all the attributes or all the states that we are having in our class. Okay. So this is the type of attribute. Then they are having behaviors. What is this behavior? Right? So the class that we are having, or the object that we are having, that is going to perform different kinds of operations. Right? Different kinds of operations that the class is going to perform. But dog can perform different kinds of activities or different kinds of things can be performed by that dog. That is nothing but to bark, to sleep, to eat. So these are nothing but the operations that can be performed by the dog. Here in class, we can say that these are nothing but the methods, right? In class, we are going to have different kind of methods. So dog can perform different kind of methods that will common to all the dogs, right? Every object that we are having can perform the same operations. So the methods that we can have in our class can be represented with the help of some type of return type. So we can have integer, sorry. So bar method, you can have a specifier while, or you can also say that data type, return type will be. We will see, okay, integer return type we will take. You can have again a specifier as a public thing, okay. In this return bar, okay. So likewise, you can define all the operations that can be performed on these attributes, right? Or on the or performed by the dog. So integer bar in your sleep. Then again you can have integer e, right? And this will be the closing of your class, right? So these are nothing but the different states and attributes that your object can have. Then the different behavior or different operations that can be performed over that object. And the last one that we are having, that is nothing but identity. Now, what is this identity? This identity is nothing but the name by which that object is going to be identified. Right? The name with the help of which we can identify that object. So this we are going to implement in our main class. So this is nothing but you are having public class now, in which you are having user defined data type with name job, right? objects are created from this class. We are going to prepare one object from this class. This class is going to represent the different properties or methods, right, which are common to all the objects of one type. That are nothing but these are the properties and the methods which will be common to all the objects of one type. Okay, and we have just defined the one class, right, with respect to those class declarations, right. So all the things that we have mentioned here, we have implemented as a class here, right. So we have remaining one thing, that is nothing but identity of object. So how we are going to identify the object? So if you write the main function you are going to write, in which you are going to create an object of your user defined data type job. So here you are going to have dot d1, right? And with respect to that d1, you can call every method that we are having in our class. That is nothing but d1 bar, then d1 sleep, d1 dot, d1 dot your eat. So all the methods of your class are going to be used, all the attributes that you are having on your class can be used with the help of an object, which is of type of your class, right? The class that you have declared, right? So this is nothing but this given is nothing but the identity, with the help of which we are going to identify that object, that particular object. Okay, so here you can close your main, and this will be your class, and these are your objects, right? So this is nothing but your object. You can have number of objects which can be just created with the help of your data type dot, right? Which is user defined data type that we have defined with the help of class. Okay, so this is nothing but object class dot, and we have with the help of void main function we just have created the object which consists of different kind of states and attributes, behavior and the identity. Here it is nothing but identity, and the states or the attributes and behavior that we are going to have as an instance of our class that we are going to define with the help of this class that we are having with us. Okay, so this is the class and the objects. Okay, so we are also going to have one more part, that is nothing but abstraction, class abstraction and your data abstraction. We will try to discuss that part in next lecture. Okay, so in today's lecture we are going to stop here. Next lecture we will discuss another topic. Thank you very much.